You've been down. You've been at the bottom for a long time. You've been put in a position where you feel there's nothing else left for you to give of yourself. You feel alone. There's a moment of despair. You feel like that you can't go on. You almost feel like giving up, maybe even giving up your life because there's no one there to save you. You're at the bottom. You almost feel like you're a bottom feeder. You're eating dirt instead of eating filet mignon. You don't feel that you have the chance of getting to the next level in your life. You don't understand why you're hurting so bad. You can't even comprehend that every day you start your day, it's always bad things happening instead of something good. You feel that there's no ending to your sorrow. You feel that you can't carry on. The greatest mistake that you made with all of those thoughts in your mind is you never gave yourself a chance just to look up. All you did was look down. All you thought about was sorrow. All you thought about was misery. Instead of keeping your eyes on the prize, you kept looking down at the dirt. You kept looking down at your failures. You kept looking at around all of these things that are dead around you. The dead doesn't speak. So how do you resurrect your attitude? How do you bring yourself back to life? How do you resuscitate yourself? How do you recognize that you matter? Start believing within yourself that you do matter. Start looking up. Start climbing that mountain. We all got mountains to climb. They come in different shapes and sizes. Doesn't matter how strong or how weak you are, you must climb that mountain. Doesn't matter how many times you fall, you must climb that mountain. You may slip a few times, but you must climb that mountain. If you're looking over your shoulder and worrying about who's behind you, how can you focus on what's going on at the top of the mountain? So you slip, so you fall. But are you breathing? Can you feel your heart beating? Are you alive? Then keep climbing. Don't be worrying about what you can't control, but you can control your emotions. You can control the fight in you. If you truly desire success in your life, then you got to go up the mountain. And every step that you go up, it gets a little steeper. It gets a little harder. Sometimes when it gets harder, you may feel that you can't carry on. Nobody's gonna save you. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for you right now. You are the last man or last woman standing at this moment. And the only way you can go up is you got to believe that you can go up that mountain. Every desire that you have within your heart, all your struggles, all your love, all your pain, all your hate, everything that puts you in a position that you are in right now, you're either going to use it for the right reasons or it would destroy you.
We do have a primal hero deep within us. We are built to be on fire. We're built to be geniuses. We're built to be loving. But because of all these emotions that are not pleasurable, that we get to experience, this is one of the gifts of hard time. We get to experience them during hard times. If we don't feel them, it sets up the hurt well. And this is one of the primary reasons we are not legends on the planet. We build this blockade with our greatness. You see, you are your own worst enemy. And what I mean by that is the world is full of opportunity. You already have the gifts and talents within you. You might not be intimate with that relationship because of the hurt well. So this third point, this third way to get through a hard time is so powerful. Use the hard time to pay attention to the difficult feelings. And as you build that awareness of, oh, I'm feeling a lot of pain, or, I'm angry. Don't listen to society that says run away from the feelings. Go right into them. Feel them and then release them. And I could spend a whole hour on this third point, but just remember another thing. Every feeling is old. So if someone has betrayed you, for example, the feelings that you're feeling that you might be projecting and blaming onto that person, well, you wouldn't be feeling those feelings unless they were pre-existing conditions. I guess what I'm suggesting to you is if it's hysterical, it's historical. If it's hysterical, it's historical. The larger the feeling, the more you know. It probably came from something that happened to you in your childhood. Do you see the gold here? You get to say, well, it's not about that person, or it's not about the current event that I'm thinking it's about. This is about my childhood. This is about this hurt well deep within me. And thanks to that person, thanks to this so-called tragedy or difficult condition, I get to see what's really going on and blocking me from that primal genius within me. And I get to do the deep inner work that every brave soul does to release the shadow side and move into the sunlight. Okay, well, that brings us to the fourth way to get through a hard time, which is appreciate the season. Well, you know, our world and our global culture is very much about joy, 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 happy, happy faces, selfies in bikinis and Speedos. Maybe I'm getting a little too graphic here, but it's all about chasing happiness. What I want to remind you of, because your heart knows the truth, heroes don't just live in the sunshine. What made JFK JFK? What made Mother Teresa Mother Teresa? What made Jean-Michel Basquiat, the great artist, who he was? What makes a titan of industry so powerful? What makes a great humanitarian or a great mother or father or firefighter or pizza maker who they are is really not who they are in the times when they're at the top of the mountain. We become heroes of our lives by how we endure and navigate the periods that break our hearts. And I suggest to you, with great love and respect, that if you really want to live a rich life, then appreciate the seasons. We all get our times in the sun, and every authentic, real, fully alive human life has those seasons when we're away from the world and we're in the wilderness.
Hard work is a product of faith. Faith without works is absolutely dead. This ain't got nothing to do with religion. This got everything to do with a foundation of who you are, what you want to be, and who you want to bless on your journey. I became selfish. I had homeboys calling me every day. Man, come play the video game. I can't come over your house. What you doing all day? Man, I'm in my garage doing push-ups and sit-ups. Really? What you doing push-ups and sit-ups for? Because one day I'm gonna make it to college. My whole family, I'm the first one to go to college. My entire family, my entire city, my entire county. I'm the first person to ever make it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Don't tell me what God won't do, but then you got to do something too. That's why when you become selfish, watch what happens when you become selfish. High school, I became selfish. Coaches, why you always say yes, sir, no, sir? Why you always say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am? Because my mother taught me something. She said, always respect your elders. I was so poor, though. My uncle walked up to me one day and he saw me. I started losing self-confidence. He said, listen to me. I don't care if you have a penny in your pocket. Make sure you look good and you smell good. And somebody gonna notice you. To this day, I live by that motto. Somebody gonna notice me. I ain't got to say it. I don't have to say nothing. And my confidence comes from my selfishness of what greatness really is. You want to know what greatness is? Greatness is lonely. It ain't too many people at the top of greatness, because greatness hurts. And it's one of the scariest things you will ever do, because everybody around you gonna tell you it's impossible for you to achieve it. But I tell them different. I beg different. I tell them anything you want to do in life, go do it. When your footsteps are left, how many people will actually want to follow them? Selfless, selfish, and then selfish took me to a point so much to where I started getting up in the morning like, man, nobody can deal with my energy. I was crazy. Telling y'all the truth. Sometimes when you're great, you got to be a little crazy, because people ain't gonna believe you can do it. And then I'm in high school. Tell you one of the moments that probably changed my life ever. I'm a little humble, but I like to tell the truth too, you know. I'm like, I know I'm the best athlete in this city. Why these folks treat me like this? You know, he ain't 240. You know, he ain't 6'4". I'm just 6'2". I'm just 189, you know? But ain't nobody gonna outwork me. Ain't nobody gonna outwork me. Last day of high school, I lost my last football game to Fort Myers. The #1 recruit in the nation at the time was Jamie Jeremy. The message to this is, you're always being watched. You're always being watched.